Okay, so in this video, what I'm going to do is just explain how the digital offer works in terms of replacing the paper version. And I think we all know what we're talking about. At this point in the sales process, figure communication, we usually give a paper offer, which has served itself well over the years. Why are we changing it? There's a lot of unutilized space on this document, which kind of gives quite a congested view. Also, I think the fact that if you're going to be using a paper version, you're not going to have, by default, use of quick access tools on a computer because you're presenting with paper. So there are things like fuel consumption calculators and add-on presentations that are built in to the new digital offer, which of course you can utilize at the same time. This should have been the first reason, but if you take the sales that we made last year, we would have to have dropped 59 45-foot pine trees just to create the paper to be able to say to somebody, this is how much your car is going to cost you, your new one. So it's silly really, because there is a digital version that sits within Inquiry Max. It is compliant and it is currently turned off. So we're going to turn that on so that you can go through these screens sequentially, and it can be presented using an iPad, or you can do a laptop or a desktop. These two here are identical, but they're 98% the same as presenting on an iPad. So we'll go through the how to present on an iPad first, or at least get the information, and then we'll do the desktop and the laptop. Okay, so firstly, in the retrieval process, in other words, how do I actually get to put a digital offer on the screen? Well, we'll do it with an iPad first. We know the current process in order to create a paper offer is that the salesperson would go into the manager's office, they would request some figures, they would go into Deal Builder, create the offer, click Send Offer, and then either the manager or the salesperson would print that off and go and present. The new way is exactly the same. You go into Deal Builder, build it, click Send Offer, except it doesn't need to be printed. It is right here in the Inquiry Max iPad app. I'll do the desktop shortly, but this is where it is. So if you were to click onto this, all of the offers will materialize. The latest offer will sit at the top, the oldest at the bottom. They disappear when it becomes a sold order. They disappear when it becomes a lost opportunity. So if I go into this first one, this is the screen that the salesperson would present, and it's the screen that the customer would see. So I've got to pretend that this squiggly mouse here is my finger because I'm trying to present an iPad on a desktop, but it's exactly the same view. So effectively, the salesperson can just click onto these little tabs. You'll notice that the numbers on the left-hand side don't really change, except until you click onto funding options. Excuse me. Likewise, if you want to go back, you can just literally go onto each of these tabs and click it, and you'll go back. So if you're a brand that's got lots of factory options and you configure cars when you build them, you do have the option to be able to start your quotation or presentation to the customer by having all these factory options detailed here. There's a lot of salespeople that would just start straight on the add-on screen, and that's fine. You can do that and then work your way across to the part exchange, and that naturally would follow into how the customer can pay. Now, if you have an integrated finance solution, that means that, take for example, Volkswagen, Jaguar Land Rover, Audi, Toyota, all of those brands, you can go into Deal Builder and select the right plan, and it should create the quote for you. If that's the case, I'll just expand the screen a bit more. The salespeople can now make, and here's the keywords, with your permission managers, the salespeople can make small profiling adjustments. So if, for example, you had a customer that said, well, what's it with 1,000 deposit? What's it with 2,000 deposit? What's it with 3,000 deposit? Technically speaking, that means the salesperson under the current regime would have to go back to the manager, go get a quote and run back again. So in effect, you could have 3 5-minute shuttle runs just to really profile what's an affordable payment. And I emphasize again, with your permission, the salesperson can profile. So what they could do is click into the deposit box, type in a deposit, 500, press that recalculate, and it would change the payment. So they could put the 1,000, the 2,000, the 3,000, see where the payment needs to be, and then say to the customer, well, look, to get the exact numbers, what I now need to do is just pop back and see my manager, and then I'll be able to go and get the right APR and the right plan, everything that's specific for your deal. So at least it tries to minimize the toing and froing. If there is equity in the part exchange, then it will accept negative deposits. If, for example, £1,000 they wanted back to do car insurance, for example, if that pushes that payment too high, then the other element that the salesperson can adjust, assuming the plan allows it, otherwise it'll go computer says no. They can click into the term and now extend that if the plan allows it. Okay, so if that's all good, what one can now do is create a sales order. How would we do that? You click on these offer details just here. Again, subject to how you as a dealership wish to show the add-ons, subject to you allowing salespeople to do this. It's a very quick process because if the customer's agreed these funding options, the only person who's agreed that is the manager. So really where we're at now is what the manager has agreed. So they can just click off the details, complete these fields, which are exactly the same as the desktop, scroll down, and there's a save button. You can click it, and immediately it comes up with generate order. Whilst we're on generate order, you can do create an order right now by clicking this. It puts all the information on the screen. Walk the customer through the information. If they're happy with it and want to sign it, click sign order. The iPad becomes a signature interface. Click confirm. Now the salesperson can click sign order form on behalf of dealer. So that's a bit of me. I'll sign that now. Click confirm. And it's now embedded onto the document. So that can be printed or it could be emailed or whatever. If you want to do a blank print and have them wet sign, you can still do that. That's no worries. So we click email order form to customer if they're happy with that. Inquiry Max remembers their email address from when it was data captured. The thing that's missing off the screen here is a send button. Click it and you're done. So how does it differ on the laptop or the desktop or a freestanding computer in the showroom? 98% the same. There's just a couple of little differences. First difference is this. When you click send offer as a manager to the salesperson, in the iPad, that's where it appears, okay, which you remember from earlier. Okay. On the desktop version, you'll notice there's a little offers button. That will only appear if the salesperson has got sales executive sort of credentials. Managers will not have that because they've got obviously the ability to adjust the quote. So it's only sales execs that have the offers tab. So iPad is in the middle here. Desktop is on offers. You click into the offers and these pre-stacked deal will appear here across the middle. The only way in which you can access this offer is by clicking the name of the customer or this EM. If you click here, there is no hyperlink. Click it and you're into the offer. And it's exactly the same as it was before. On the add-ons, you should note that in about a month, we're going to have next to each of the add-on products a little I button, an information button, a play button, a hyperlink, so that the salesperson can click on this and automatically go immediately to a presentation on add-on products. Part exchange works the same way as I've just showed you. There are those small profiling adjustments subject to your approval that they can use. And then, of course, there is the offer to create an order. So that works the same way. You complete it, click the save at the bottom. As soon as you click on the save at the bottom, it comes up with the option to create an order. We click create an order. We can click sign order form customer, but bear in mind that you'd have to use the salesperson's mouse or touchpad on the laptop. The salesperson can sign it. It's then embedded and the order is complete. And that basically is a quick run through of how the digital offer can be created and then subsequently rolled into an order should you deal it. Thank you for watching.